what they've done for their family and friends and people close to them. It's a realistic something. I resigned from the military and I'm here, and it's not easy on the street, Kojo. It's not easy, brother. You know, some of these things, when they come up with them, it's like they're just playing political gimmick with themselves. I came to do better than NDC. I've done 1, 2. We must get to 10. You get to 2 and tell me you've done 1 than the other, so I must applaud for you. Really? Come on, we deserve better. Ghanaians deserve better. NPP, NDC, the way they treat us sometimes is not fair. Thank you very much, Kojo.
Thank you for calling us, Shem. And it's worth noting that when Imani ranked or rated the government on their delivery of against their promises, they gave them, in the field of commitments on the economy, they gave them 54.35%. I'd love to hear how you would rate them. Fred is in Kanishi. Fred, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. K.
Good to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think the NPP people are, they are trying to do something that it's not good, especially with the vice president. He gave us a lot of promises concerning the currency and so on and so forth. The thing is still rising. With those statistics that he always keep on, using that against the ordinary Ghanaian, but they don't see that though. You are in power for 3 years and you are scoring yourself 72%. And what if you're able to get the 8 years and you finish? How are you going to score yourself? They should rather work for the ordinary Ghanaian to see what is going on in their lives, especially with the money issues, money matters. You told us that if you come, you arrest the dollar. The dollar is now arresting the CD, with all the currencies as well. What is going on? And you are still, bragging like this. That is what Ghanaians don't like. So they should work hard for the Ghanaians to benefit out of what they are doing, rather than making this noise. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kwesi is in Mataheko. Let's hear from him. Kwesi, good morning.
Good morning, Kudi. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you and how's your economy?
Oh, Kudi, really bad. I don't have to thank God I'm still alive. Kudi, I'm telling you, now I'm beginning to have BP. I didn't used to have BP, but now I'm having BP because of Baumia. I'm surprised. When the opposition, Baumia, the noise that they make about the city, that when it comes to power, you already the city, you give the key to the IGP or whatsoever. For the past 3 years now or so, you don't even talk about it again. I'm very surprised. It is really affecting my life because the moment the city depreciates, everything goes up. And then, I don't know. In fact, I don't know. In terms of rating, the 72%, I'll give them to them in terms of corruption, family and chronics also. Yes, for that one, they have done well. In terms of corruption, and then family, friends, and the government, they have done well. So I'll give them 72%. But the reality of God is that if I should read them, I will give them adequate 20%. They have not done anything at all. All that they do, all that they are doing is to make noise. As for noise making, they are very good. They are expert in that direction. They can make noise. Come on, radio, make all the necessary noise. Would you, please, let me put it across. I'm a teacher and our computer card is 2013. My arrest was given 3 months ago. I was given 3 months arrest. And then we went to other service somewhere this year. We received some document there, which indicated that my arrest has been paid since 2017. Meanwhile, I have not received any money. You see? And then we went to Minister of Finance. We also gave a document that our arrest has been paid since 2017 up to now. All the documents are there. And then they are saying that they have paid close to about 95% of teachers also, which is not true. But please, I want you to please help me. In fact, I'm a very poor teacher. Because of this money, I can't even afford to marry. And I'm 82. I'm about 42 for 3 years or so. So I really want the money to come so that at least if I can do some small engagement, with this money and then to see the way forward. So could you please, I don't know, if you can help me out.
well, hey, how about some say? We all need help. That's for sure. We all have problems. We all need help. But thank you for sharing. That's the reality of that caller, and we appreciate him sharing it. Justice is in East Legon. Good morning, Justice. Hello, Justice.
Hi, Kojo.
There you are. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's good to hear from you. You sound very excited. I wonder whether that means your economy is going well.
My economy, and I believe others is not going well at all.
Oh, dear.
Now, the thing is this. You see, Baumia always tried to play very smart with mathematics. He always talks about average figures. Average figures are a dilution of a number of figures divided by something. And that could give you a very nice figure. Which is the current state. We don't want putting figures together and giving us average to make it look nice. So when it comes to figures, it depends on how you want to put it out for people to look at it, for it to look nice. But the thing is that our exchange rate is deteriorating very fast. And he keeps talking about average. He promised to arrest the dollar. He's not been able to arrest it. And the thing is affecting fuel, it's affecting everything. And the economy is becoming bad. And I think it's high time they accepted that things are not good. They may be doing their best, but it's not looking good at all.
Yeah, well, he did say that the CD had been arrested. But as Malik would say, perhaps it's out on bail. Nana is in North Kaneshi. He's our last caller for now. Good morning, Nana.
Hi, Kojo.
Good to hear from you, Nana.
Good morning, Kojo.
So,
Kojo, I think we Ghanaians talk too much. And the reality is, this government has done so well. I'm even surprised that in 3 years, a government has been able to implement most of their policies, and if not wholly, to a large extent. If you want the dollar to be stable, at least you should be able to match your exports to your imports. You understand? And how much are we exporting much? You understand? We need to if we are going to make arguments and make it right, we need to stick with the facts. I would go with the 72% the government said they have achieved. Thanks, Kojo.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. And thanks to all of you who have called us this morning. We appreciate it. We'll be talking a bit later about your biggest stories for the year. But for now, I wonder what Malik and Kina think of our callers' views. We've got about a minute. Malik?
Well, so the calls you get are just a reflection of what is happening all around us. There are those whose lives have improved, as is the case normally. There are those who also have struggles, and so everyone is calling and telling you their personal experiences and how things are for them. And you would say that the calls are quite split. Those who think things are going well because either they are benefiting directly or their conditions have generally improved, and there are some too who believe that, look, things are tough.
Kina?
Yeah, at least let's talk about the Fourth Republic, 25 years plus. The fundamentals and the structure of our economy is the same. So the truth is that no matter what, if your fundamentals are the way they are and your structure is the way they are, then it goes without saying every year the CD would depreciate against the dollar. And that's what has been happening. 25 So what Dr. Bawumia, if I listen to Bawumia too much, I'm going to vote. What Dr. Bawumia is saying is, and that is your context. Your context is the fundamentals in your economy are such that your currency will always depreciate against the dollar or the major world currencies. What Dr. Bawumia is not telling, he hasn't said that to us, but that's a subtext. So in light of that, we MPP, this current MPP, we've only depreciated 8% as opposed to the previous NDC, and that's 18%. But the point is, and I keep coming back to that, it's still depreciated. Now, until Ghanaians, and this has to come from us, until we understand the nature of our economy, and therefore push governments to change the structure and the fundamentals of our economy, we are always going to be losing out. When that man talked about are we exporting enough, well, who is supposed to make sure we export enough?
And could you, Kina is absolutely right about the fundamentals, and I think that everyone recognizes that. I think if the fundamentals were right, we will not be quibbling about depreciation of the cedi. In fact, we wouldn't care. And I always cite this. Check the yuan. The cedi actually has better value than the yuan. If you check it against the dollar.
The yuan is the
Chinese currency. The cedi is doing better. In terms of value, the cedi has better value than the yuan. The Chinese don't care about the value of their currency. And in fact, the biggest problem the Americans have, the largest economy in the world, has with the Chinese is that the Americans believe are deliberately devaluing their currency.
Yeah.
So why are we concerned about the value of our currency? It's because we largely depend on imports. If we were exporting more and earning foreign income, we wouldn't care. Foreign, we wouldn't care about the value of the cedi.
That's true.
Yes, and
That's
also,
true.
can I say the cost of doing government business? If the vice president, the guru that he's supposed to be, has not managed to decrease the cost of government business, which is highly tied to corruption, then of course this is all tied to inflation. So we don't want to, like I said, no. Did the city still go down? Yes. Do we have a trade deficit? Yes, we do. Are people still coming into Ghana and making money and fleeing with our capital? Yes, they are. So then, what is going to happen? Exactly what is going to happen? And we are being asked to choose between two bad managers of the economy. When he always goes back to NDC, we don't want comparisons.
The facts show that last year there was a huge balance of trade surplus, actually. Whether that translates into tangible benefits for the people, that is another question. But we did make a trade surplus last year.
All right. Well, thanks for that. And by the way, we have the big conversation to have, don't we? Biggest stories of the year. Kina has got her list there, and I think it covers more than a post-it note. Malik has his as well. I have mine, but it's yours that I'm curious about. So when we come back, we'll all talk about it together. Big family conversation about the biggest stories of 2019 after these.